Up for bid, we have a nice Atlas 7-inch shaper, and I'm getting close to 80 and I'm starting to clean out my shop. So basically this thing is in perfect shape. There's nothing broken, there's nothing that doesn't work. The body, most of it I think is still all original paint, the darker part. And I'm going to guess that this cover, it's not been broken or repaired, but it does look like it's a different color. All the belts are new on it, or relatively new. I've went through the whole thing. All the gearboxes have been greased. All the ways, all the gibs are tight. All the Getz oilers are in perfect shape. So the unit is ready to put to work. So I'm going to get a little bit different view here for you. So hold on just a second. The slat box is all nice and tight. Works as it should. It's had a new hand wheel. I put this new hand wheel on up here. It's much better than the pot metal one that came with the unit. The vise is original. And when I mean original, I mean it's original down to the brass hold down nuts and etc. It's all tight. The jaws are not damaged. There's not a cut that I can see on any place on the tables. I don't think the tables have ever been hit by anything. They're relatively in perfect shape. Alright, the whole head here has been adjusted and tightened and lubricated, so it's ready to go. The clutch works perfectly. Installed a new brake on the unit where it stops the pulleys, so you can actually just bump it to move your head a little bit in and out. Alright, we're now on the other side of the machine. As you can see, this belt guard's also in perfect shape. As mentioned before, I think the paint and that's original on the body. All the locking levers on this side also work. There's a picture of the actual unit, and it's a Model 7B as in boy. Clear down to the base, everything's fine. And once again, the actual table surfaces have never been hit by anything. Alright, we're going to reposition this and then I'll show you the thing in action. Thank you. Alright, the first thing you should notice when we turn this thing on, it's very quiet. And it's early in the morning, there's absolutely no noise in my shop. So anyway, we're going to throw it in gear, and I'll probably get my arms in the way numerous times. And if you noticed, I've set the throw of the arm. It should clear about 1/4 to a 1/2 inch behind the thing, and I've got the forward throw a little bit long. All right, now we're going to pan down here, and to get the vise to move to your left, you turn this. And I've got this set for about 25 thousandths. And in a second here it'll get to the work. And we pan back up here. And this is, I guess, about 1.5 inch to 1 3/4 inch block, and it's pretty aggressively coming across. Now you can set the stroke longer, or you can set the stroke way shorter to get a much finer finish. But I find something like this is doing a pretty good job. Now you can't really see it, but this is nodding on the backstroke. It tips the slap box up and relieves the pressure off the tool. I hate to bore you with all this, but we're talking another minute here and it'll be across here. And once again, I mean, this isn't bolted down or anything else, so you see that it's a rather stable machine weighing in. The base unit weighs about 300 pounds, and then the actual table that it goes on, which is the original table, weighs close to another 100 pounds. And if you decide to have it shipped, then the pallet and the boxing will be another about 100 pounds. So we're talking 500 pounds to ship this thing. Alright, and we're done with the throw across. I'm going to shut it off. What I'm going to show you right now, I've made a series of cuts. I turned this vise to a 45 degree over this way, and using a 90 degree cutter, I cut serrations. I'm not sure you can see them, but they're there. So now I turned the vise to a 45 this way, and I let the automatic feed at the same feed rate, and we're going to go ahead and cut the other side. So here we go. Now in the past I've cut serrations on grips in wood. I've cut serrations on the slides on a 45. Some people like them serrated. Most people just like grooves in them, which you can do also with this. But anyway, this is just a very short little demonstration of one of the other things this unit can do. Getting close to the end. I'm not sure how good the focus is on this camera, but there's a close-up of the checkering. It's very nicely done, and of course very sharp right now. You would have to buff the top off just a bit to take those very sharp edges off. Thank you. Alright, now we're going to put this lever, the feed lever, back in the center, which is basically neutral. And while we're here looking at this, don't forget, if you get this thing, there's Getz oilers all over. You want to make sure and keep these things oiled. There's a lot of movement goes on inside with the ratchets and etc. So anyway, with that disengaged, you can use either the regular vise handle, and by the way, the vise handle fits here, fits here. It fits all of the locations, okay? It fits up here, it fits this to adjust your stroke, it fits the vise, it fits the tool post holder, and it also fits clear up on top to adjust your start and stop of your throw. Okay, also I made up this rather nice hand wheel, and it has a 3/8 square on it. So you can use this to quickly relocate your vise and your x-axis. And once again, it also fits, you know, all of the different locations. So very handy to have. All right, now some of the misunderstood things about this shaper. is, number one, if you want to change your length of throw of the ram, you simply loosen this, and if you want to decrease the throw, you go counterclockwise, like so. If you want to increase the throw of the arm, you go clockwise. And it's just that simple. Now there are stops on each end, so you know when you hit the stop, quit turning the crank. However, when you adjust this, you will actually most often change the location of the ram, meaning that it is possible to crash this tool head into the base of the machine, so be very careful. Always open up the belt guard and move your ram by hand to make sure that you have all your clearances. Okay. Okay, and here we are over to the multi-pulley diameter belt size. So I normally run it on a fairly slow speed, which we're running on the lowest speed right now. And if you want to stop the machine, like so, if you want to nudge it ahead, you can move your ram just a tiny bit at a time to see where you're at. And you'll get better at that as time goes on. But it does have a brake shoe on it, so it does stop the ram and the belt movement fairly quickly. But don't get your hands in the way. I can't stress that enough. Alright, to close this up, lift up on it and just bump it in like so. Alright, it's a little dark over on this side, but there's not a lot to see anyway. So here's a picture of the back side, as I call it. Here's your access to all your gearing inside, that, by the way, also needs to be oiled regularly. These are grease caps. You fill them full of grease and screw them in to lubricate the Timken tape and bearings that this thing rides on. And of course the rear belt guard. So there you go. Okay, as shown before, here's that heavy-duty hand wheel. It's all cast iron, very nice. Here's the vice handle. Some tooling, 3/8 square original wrench, and a couple of the toolings to hold the tool bits if you decide to use them. And this is kind of an odd piece. This is an extension that is used when you have this mounted on the table. It's very difficult to get to this. Your handles want to hit the metal table it sets on, and this is a factory problem. And they sold this as an option to put on here to extend the handle on out so you can use your cranks and etc. So it's basically a 3/8 extension, like a socket extension. Also included with it is a very nice reproduction of the repair parts list for the shaper, and it also goes into a little bit not just parts but how to use it. Just pay very close attention to what it says about setting the head for throw and etc. And also pay very close attention about keeping your hands and fingers out of the way of that ram. Alright, last but not least is the original factory table that goes with these shapers, or the small horizontal milling machine. I think they're interchangeable. This one, I won't tell you it's original paint because I don't think it is. And there's a little paint missing from years of wear. Here's a side view of the thing. The shelf's in good shape except for some scratches and etc. And it does have the original two nameplate / logo units on it. Also, in, you know, a lot of people don't know, but on the back side of these things, there's a drain hole to where your excess lubrication can run out from using cutting oils and that. Just put a catch pan down on the shelf. So there you go. I hope this helps you make your decision on whether you would like to bid on this unit or not. Thank you.